Supposedly he was going there trying to look like, did you know Jay-Z's, or not Jay-Z, yeah, no, R. Kelly. R. Kelly.
Kelly, yeah.
Supposedly it was in Cook County back in April. It was in Cook County jail.
No shot.
But I think he got sentenced to like 30 years or something. R. Kelly.
Huh.
They're doing the trial right now. So is this guy somehow getting what they're saying inside? So someone in there must be like texting it
This
out
is
to him or
dementia.
something.
Yeah.
I wonder what angle they're going at, because the judge said,
It's supposed to be like
Yeah, we have a
weeks, this
sidebar.
trial.
The judge is probably like, where are we going with this?
It started Monday.
I think even the judge is saying this isn't even relevant. The judge asked for a sidebar.
No, I was gonna call it out. Yeah.
You did music videos. Were they successful? Maybe we have a sidebar. The judge is probably like, come on. You're done, dude. Or you're done, defense. We shall see. There's pictures out there of Cassie with Lil Wayne and Diddy in pictures. So she said she was in the studio with them.
They brought up Bruce Willis. Something about, I forgot what they said about Bruce
What did they say
Willis.
about Bruce Willis?
The defense is trying to
Something
establish
about
that David
hanging out with
Diddy
him.
gave
He wasn't at a
Cassie
freak
access
off, they
to
were just
A-list
hanging out,
entertainers,
though.
and that's why she
I
stayed
forgot why
around
they
for paying
brought
the
him
money.
up.
Bro, that's you're spot on with that. I agree with that assessment. That's what the defense is trying to do. That's what they are doing. In my opinion. Bro saw it. I agree. I agree. I agree with that. We're waiting for an update. In the meantime, we're just throwing up comments. Why sign her to a record deal if she doesn't have talent? That doesn't make any sense. True. Because making the band was to find talent. Making the band, oh, just to making the band was making a band. Find your talent. But he didn't release things on her for certain reasons when it comes to music. Why? Why? If they made so much music, then why did it get released? Why not release music to make them more money? Music, money. Money, music. So, what's up with that? Y'all are taking an insult, thinking it was mono. Chat, we have a great chat. Come on in, chat. Come on in, we have a great conversation on JLR Investigates. Alright, so we still got this sidebar going on. I thought that we're supposed to be done with this clause too. That's what I think the judge is addressing. Can we have a brief sidebar? That's what the judge said. The judge is probably wrapping this up. Where are you going with this? And then, the defense is going to say, Your Honor, we need to just share this, that, and the other. And the judge is going to ultimately say, we'll make it quick, or hurry up here.
Well, for 6 hours of the trial today. A long time.
Defense asks Cassie Ventura about high-level music industry contacts she made through Combs. Defense attorney is asking Cassie about the success she had to high-level contacts in the music industry because of her relationship with Combs. Combs' defense attorney asked Ventura to confirm the music collaboration she did over the years with artists such as Nicki Minaj, Kid Cudi, Rick Ross, Pusha T. Ventura has previously testified that a relationship with Combs ultimately stunted her music career with only one of 10 albums that she signed. 10 album contract, only one being released. in part because of her
Okay,
participation
cars
in
it feels equally
Freak
exposed.
Off, which Cassie said was her
My
job.
car feels alright.
It went from making music to Freak Off, music,
There's some that are a little bit more, but it's not
no more music, Freak Off. Are we still on sidebar? Alright, we're all sidebar. Nope. We're still on sidebar. So I said this is beyond the scope of redirect and it's unnecessary. That might be what the judge is discussing. Read on. Why didn't you do this before? Why are you doing it now with redirect? We'll see. And then they'll take the break most likely and then bring in the next witness. I think they will bring in the next witness at least go on today. The question is who is it? We shall find out shortly who that next witness could be. Continuous coverage of the Sean P. Diddy trial. JLR investigates. Come on in. All are welcome here. Appreciate all of you. We'll be back on tomorrow to do an analysis. I'll bring Magnolia on. Get her take. She's been following this closely, just like all of you. Me, you. Seeing the latest developments, what's transpiring. I think Cassie held the fort down strong on this one. I think she did a phenomenal job. We're still stuck on sidebar, so we'll wait and see. Anyone still support Diddy?
That's a trap in itself.
J-Lo, her name has not been mentioned at all in this trial. Not once. I haven't heard J-Lo's name. Have you?
I think there's a chance he can still get found not guilty. Right now.
What about J-Lo's?
I think you're going to get a few of those errors. And
Not
it's
one
gonna
time
be
has she been named.
man,
Not
I'll
one time
never
has
get to hear a
Beaver
new
been
P Diddy
Not
song
one
if I
time.
be voted guilty. I think you're going to get a couple jurors that are going to think like that.
JLR, how do 11
That's
inmates
the only
escape
reason I think
prison?
he-
Well,
I mean, I think he should be guilty. But
we covered a case in Georgia
That's the reason I think he might
when a
get
bunch of
found not
inmates got
guilty.
out of that
Only
raggedy
for that
detention
reason.
center there. They cut through the fence. Some of these older facilities, you know, watch people escape.
I
Crazy.
heard something they did. I heard some P. Diddy song. They ain't that bad.
Audrey for
That
making
was
the band is
damn like R.
testified.
Kelly. That one person I was like, damn. That was it. So she took
Freak Off was their new job. Like, pretty much, he
They're playing his
You're
porn
free
tapes in
to
court.
explore.
They're playing the porn tapes in court.
were forced to say things that he wants to hear.
Not
I
right
don't
now,
think
but
she
I'm
meant
saying they did.
many of the things she said in these old texts. Or she was very
They put up a
confused.
partition.
We don't know
so
the right state
people
of
like
mind, or maybe even under the influence.
watching can't see it and only the church
When she's
can see
texting
it.
back to her, even when she's saying things in the text. Does she really mean it? Or she's just trapped.
I mean, that's crazy. I thought O.J. Simpson's. I remember O.J. Simpson's trial was live on TV. I'm surprised they're not showing
All right,
it
we're
on.
back. Holmes' his attorney.
Yeah, O.J. Simpson.
D-Rock was like a member of your family. Yep, like a
Well,
brother.
I know live
She
cameras
said.
in there for some reason.
The assistant Mia, you also had a friendship with? Yup, she said. Okay, here you begin with an explicit message and he responds with one. You are actively sexting. Alright. Now they're trying to say that Cassie was sending Diddy explicit messages, but she was actively sexting. See where this goes. We will see where this goes. D-Rock. She's like, D-Rock's a member of my family. Yep.
Flag up there.
That's what she said. Correct.
Remember all the people that used to be in the building is deserted now. That's crazy how different it is, right? It's like little Venezuela there for a little bit.
Shout out to Inner City Press.
Fucking jag off.
So why do they keep talking about it? Some people are confused. They were like, was she actively sexting with
they're going
D-Rock?
so
I
slow,
think
they're not gonna make-
they're implying
That
that
was
it's
in his
Diddy.
fault.
We'll get,
This is all-
people are confused.
That is
People are confused.
Yeah.
He cut out in front of me. It didn't change when the lane was clear. And he was crossing a solid like white line too.
Yeah.
We shall wait and see.
I don't feel like dealing with that.
Yeah, right.
I don't feel like dealing with that right now.
We could have took it. Sometimes it's like that. It's like, there's times where like, oh, I know I could win this one.
Yeah.
But like, I really feel like going through the whole insurance process.
That's something that I can do once. And to me,
Waiting for an update.
Yeah.
Somebody responded, is anyone going to stop these attorneys from harassing this woman about things that have zero to do with the case against Diddy? True. It's a good point. Great point.
no.
We're still stuck on that sexting. Defense is bringing up this is angle of attack is designed to cast doubt of extortion. Someone's take on what the defense is doing here by bringing up other rappers. It rose the idea that Cassie had to play free ball with Diddy to keep the contract. It's an interesting take. Will the jury buy this? All right. You stated, Holmes' attorney says to Cassie, you stated you were feeling overwhelmed after filing your civil lawsuit, right? She goes, yup. You recently received a settlement from Intercontinental? No. Did you make a demand? Yes. 10 million. Whoa.
Yeah, 10 million.
We got new info. Bum, 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 bum. Ladies and gentlemen, Cassie has just said that there was some sort of settlement or a demand of $10 million for the Intercontinental. Did we know that? I didn't know that prior. So it might be breaking news to me. Is it breaking news to you?
That's 10 million now. That's
10 million. If that's true, did the Intercontinental pay 10 million? 10 million? Did the Intercontinental pay her 10 million? We're gonna get some clarity on this, but if that's the case, then she's walking away with 30 million. 20 with the settlement with Diddy after the 24 hours and 10 million with the Intercontinental before a lawsuit. See, the Intercontinental's trying to settle with her if that's true. She goes, yes, 10 million maybe. You made a demand. 10 million. Now, demand doesn't mean you get that. Demand is the start of a negotiation. The person will tell you, a lawyer will say, before you initiate the lawsuit, you settle the notice of demand. Hey, I demand this. You go high. They might counter, come back. Or they might say, screw you, bring the suit. Or they might not even reply. That is new information. I didn't know anything about a $10 million demand for Intercontinental. Should the hotel be held liable too on top of Diddy? What happened? Maybe not enough security? Yeah. I think so. What do you think? Maybe the defense is trying to paint a picture that she's just trying to money grab and trying to get money out of everyone with the situation. They go after Diddy for $20 million, you go after the Intercontinental for $10 million. Who's next? You're gonna sue who are you gonna sue next? They asked, the prosecutor said, do you plan to file any more lawsuits? And she said no. She said that at the end on the redirect. Do you plan to sue anyone else? She said no. Oh. Further, the judge said, AUSA, I just have one question. Judge, I was asking Miss, the defense, or the Big Diddy's defense. Can you wrap up in 2 minutes? Attorney, this is the last thing I'll ask you to read, Mr. Thank you. We need closure and understanding. This is the last thing I'll ask you to read, Ms. Ventura. She says, thank you. We need closure and understanding. They are just about done. Prosecution can ask one more question. Defense leaves it at Cassie reading, we need closure and understanding. Now, it sucks here because we don't know what came out of that Intercontinental. They did not say whether they paid or not. Maybe the demand fell on deaf ears. Maybe they came in a middle ground. Maybe she walked away with $1 million. Maybe she walked away with nothing. If you ask for 10 million, you're not going to. No. To clarify, Cassie said no. She did not receive a settlement from Intercontinental Hotel, but she did make a demand at some point. We got clarification. AUSA Johnson, why'd you keep your devices? This might go into a little bit of Jonathan. Why'd you keep your devices? I was afraid of what was on them. I wouldn't take them to the Apple store. Holmes, attorney, one question. You just reached a $10 million settlement with Intercontinental last week before trial. Overruled. Yes. She said, yes. One question. You just reached a $10 million settlement with Intercontinental last week before trial. Objection. Overruled. Yes. Is that her saying yes? So she did receive a settlement. Last week? Whoa! Ventura's done. She's done. She just... What's your take on Cassie's testimony? She ended, the defense ended by saying one more question. You just reached a $10 million settlement with Intercontinental last week before trial. And she says, yes. Well, the wording here is yes. They put. All right, here we are, folks. Cassie, it's off the stand. Whoa, they didn't crack her. I don't think the defense. We're gonna have to get some legal experts' take that we're in the courtroom, so we'll listen in as soon as we get an update while we're on break. $10 million settlement.
That's nice.
Thoughts? Come on in. JLR investigates.
That's nothing.
It's more of a technicality when you're not officially together. Took her phone back in 2013 over suspicion that she danced with Chris Brown. She said she didn't. In 2016, he took her phone again and she was dating someone else. She said they weren't really together then. In August of 2016, Cassie Ventura said, so you want to chime in right now, on live now from Fox, we are now being told that the defense has ended the cross-examination by having Cassie read your text messages and that she was a willing participant in Holmes's freak-off lifestyle of drug-fueled sex
It
crimes.
said the word freak off is baby oil. I've never heard it so much. Heard so much.
September of 2012, Holmes told Cassie
Allowance of baby oil.
what Cassie said?
One time they filled up a bathtub with baby oil.
I don't want to freak off for the last time. I wanted to
They asked them how many pounds of baby oil.
of our lives, Cassie.
Is it like 50 or 100?
Question there, the prosecutor.
The fact that I believe it. I know it's true. The case is going. It's the fact that it's real.
Yeah, right. Bathtub with baby oil.
A fucking bathtub, yeah.
It's not a bathtub, but I think they say it'll blow up.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you heard that? Yeah, it's like a blow up.
That's just ended for their crops. For more updates,
About 100 babies and bottles of baby oil will blow up probably.
All right, so yeah, we're waiting on a break, folks. We got about a 5
I think
minute
they said it
break.
was the large
So
bottles.
get yourself a beverage. We're gonna
That's what makes
listen.
it work.
We're gonna see
It
who
was
the
the
next.
large bottles, it wasn't the small bottles.
That's what makes
We're gonna
it
see who the next
work.
person is. That next witness.
Freaks off everywhere. It goes to the same something. Yeah, they freak off all across the world. I'm not even being funny, I'm being
What
serious.
the fuck?
They freaked off in Paris, they freaked off in Germany, they freaked off in Poland.
Oh yeah, bro, they're freaking it, man. The freak off has to be somewhere.
Freak off in everywhere. Freak off in Chicago.
That's oh my
We'll see
god.
what comes on next.
They were also flying in male sex
We get some
workers.
information.
What the fuck?
Special agent
You would have people doing his wife and he was jacking off.
Yasin Binda will be the next witness to testify. Special agent Yasin Binda. So we got a special agent. So it's not going to be Richard. It's going to be a special agent that testifies next. I'll put it in the chat right now. And that will be very shortly. I'm going to heat my coffee up. I'll be right back. Well, we have a special agent that we testified.